Welcome back to Watchbox Studios. I'm in Dubai. This is Yousuf Gargash, one of the founding members of the Dubai Watch Club. This is awesome. Yousuf is my new best friend, by the way. I'm sorry whoever hears that and feels, things happen. Been here for a while, and I met Yousuf maybe 3 or 4 times since
Yeah, quite a bit
here.
actually. Since you guys opened up, I think I should just work there at this stage.
Yeah, maybe, I may have your business cards already on the way. We'll get into that. So we're here. It's Dubai Watch Week. All things watches are here, and Yousuf is part of the Dubai Watch Club, which is a amazing community of really cool guys, to be honest with you. I met a few members. Shout out to Mansour, who's getting married probably in a couple of days.
Popping into his wedding tomorrow. Thanks, Mansour, for arranging your wedding on Dubai Watch Week. I'll see you later after this.
It's amazing. I was talking to Mansour. He's like, "Well, I had my wedding, but it's Dubai Watch Week, and he's trying to get out of it. But obviously, that's not an excuse you can use with the wife.
He can't get out of it. He's done. He's locked in, man. He's locked in.
Oh man. So you said you've brought a really cool collection here. Let's first I want to ask you one question. I ask everybody, what got you into watches? What was the thing that turned the light switch? What was the moment when you got bit by that bug and you just said, I love timepieces?
I mean, honestly, look, as guys, we don't really have jewelry, right?
It's true.
And I mean, you can accessorize so much, a ring or a bracelet or beaded bracelet or whatever you want to call it, or I don't know, like random stuff, right? And the only thing that really does stand out for men is really a watch. And you can tell so much about a guy about what watch he wears. But what makes watch collecting even more interesting, in my view at least, I mean, it's just the way you collect. I think there's an art in collecting. I mean, my wife considers me as a hoarder, which I am. I collect multiple things, not just watches, but watches is one of my main passions. And there is an art to collect. You just don't just go into any flea market or an eBay or go to auctions, just buy whatever's, just off the bat. No, I think you should make each watch memorable. Buy every watch for a certain occasion, or like it took me a couple of years to learn that mistake. I had much more at the time, but since I got married, I had to clear up a few of the watches.
Turn it down a little bit and focus on the ones you really want.
Yeah. So again, I'd say what really got me into watches was my first actual luxury wristwatch, which was from my uncle, which is right over here actually, is this Explorer 2, 2005. Got it for my graduation. Just gave it to me, and honestly, this is kind of the watch that got me started, technically speaking, right? But then again, if I were to say the first official watch I ever bought, funny enough, was not even a wristwatch. It was a pocket watch, and I bought it out of a vintage store in London. I don't have it on me because I took it in for servicing. It's a Grosvenor, brass case, nothing special. I mean, literally costed me 20 quid.
Yeah, just
20
jumped out
pounds.
at you.
I just saw it, I was like, okay, I'll just buy it. Looks cool.
I love that.
And just bought it, and now I'm taking it in for servicing. Once it's done, I'll just keep it on my desk at the office or something. Just, just as a reminder, as that was kind of my first watch purchase.
Exactly, the thing that got you started. What I love about all your watches, you definitely wear your watches, right?
Yeah.
But the condition of all these pieces are really, really good. Let's pick another one here. This is the real candy tray. I mean,
So what do you want to talk about? I think most of them do have a story behind them. So
let's do the Dubai Watch Week edition first. Just,
the Dubai Watch Club.
Yeah.
So we have two that we made. This was the first one that we made, which was with JLC. It's a tri-date meteorite dial. So what makes this one special? They only made 7 for the club. So the darker meteorite dial was meant for the gold.
Yes.
For the gold case, but what they did was they swapped the darker dial to stainless steel. And yeah, I mean, this was the first actual project us working as a club to purchase from a major brand, and this is fantastic. This is phenomenal.
So did you approach them with the idea?
We approached them, yes, because we do a lot of events with them and with other brands as well. And one of the things is the benefits of doing these events with the club is we get to speak to the right
Directly,
people.
yeah.
right? And of course, we go through the right channels. You know, we approach them saying, listen, we want to make a special piece. Is it possible? And then, you know, the rest is history, really. I mean, of course, this took like 2 years in the making, like just to...
Well worth the wait, man.
I mean, it was great. It was perfect, to be honest. I mean, I still...
The darker meteorite really comes out, and you can't find these. You know, even in normal versions, like everybody's
From what I heard, they
up.
discontinued them at this stage.
Yes, they ran out of meteorite. You know, so if a meteorite lands in your backyard, go to JLC. Maybe you can catch a little fine penny.
Maybe.
And this is just... I love this watch. I love JLC. I love the complication, and that dial is just... outstanding.
What makes the dial more interesting is that, as you know, with meteorite, you can't really make two dials the same. So it's always going to be that one aspect that's going to add that uniqueness to it. So that was kind of the idea behind it as well. The second one actually was, this one is actually a really interesting project. We worked with Roger Dubuis. This is a homage stainless steel, red sunburst, Indo-Arabic numerals, Geneva seal, signed at the back by Roger Dubuis as well. We worked on with the brand. We end up having 28 pieces made.
Nice. Traditional number for Dubuis.
Yeah. So we did 28 pieces, and I remember Roger Dubuis, before he passed away, may he rest in peace. He actually came to Dubai, and the guy's a rock star, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see some of his older stuff, it's just phenomenal. Like last Dubai Watch Week, there was a collector that popped in. He was wearing a stunning stainless steel chronograph salmon dial from his earlier years, before he formed Roger Dubuis. Before
his early
anything
stuff
else.
is some of the best vintage hunting in my opinion
Gorgeous,
right now.
stunning.
And
I
some
think
of his
it's
like late '90s pieces as well, really nice.
It's amazing, I'll have to say. So, and plus the cool thing about this is that this is never going to be made again. So we got full exclusivity on the design and the works on it. So that's great. Thank you, Roger Dubuis, for everything, and also thank JLC as well for also working with us. Bless them.
That's awesome. Let's go. We got some nice Rolexes on it. Let's go to this little thing just there. That's an interesting piece.
So, to my knowledge, okay, I'm not going to come out and say information that I'm 100% sure, but to my knowledge, as I've spoken to Siddiqui about this watch, this is one of the new modern UAE logoed watches in the market now. And these were, I think, if what Mohammed told me was correct, was they requested it, I think, in 2012, 2014, to have them made. And they only made 60 pieces, 30 in the 41 and 30 in the 36. Wow. So, and my uncle's a minister. I mean, yeah, benefits, I guess. Bless him. I met up with him in New York and DC. Sorry, not New York, sorry, in Washington, DC. And we were walking around. And he mentioned it, and I was a bit taken aback because, as you know, Rolex doesn't take commission work or does dials or anything for anyone.
The last logo dials stopped, somewhere like in the 90s. And it's hard to find real ones that were actually done by the brand. That's the trick.
Like even the older UAE logos are original Rolex dials, but they were done by dial makers.
Yes.
So they're not really 100% official, but they are kind of like accepted because these were corporate gifts. So this is by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs here in the UAE, and this was given out as a corporate gift. So I was lucky to have one. And funny enough, I received this during Watch Week last time, and I had just purchased another watch at the time. I can't remember for the life of me what watch it was, but my dad calls me, he goes, your uncle left you something. I'm like, okay, I'm wondering, because we had to talk about it. He's like, I'll send you one, and I didn't really take him seriously. So I get home and I see this bag from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and gift wrap with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs wraps and stuff. And I open it up, I'm like,
that's a great gift. That is a great present to open up.
Thank you, Uncle, for this watch. This will never leave my collection.
If you like another nephew, feel free. I'm available.
We could try. We can try.
Oh man, so many cool things. We have to pay respect to the Heuers that we have here. Tell me a little bit about you and your relationship with TAG.
So my relationship with TAG was, it just happened, to be honest. It wasn't like there was a build-up or anything. I met one of the people that works with TAG in the Middle East, in the region, and bless her, Anne-Claire, bless her, she was very sweet. And I remember she was wearing the Monza when it first came out. It was she had a prototype, and I was like, how much you selling the prototype
Exactly,
for?
I was saying you try to buy it off the wrist.
And over time, because I started first buying Camaros. That was my first entry into the vintage Heuer market. And then over time, I saw this in an auction. It was in, if I'm not mistaken, it was Watches of Knightsbridge. And they had one that was a full set. And I was like, and it had a ghost bezel. I'll explain why it has a new old stock bezel now. So I bought it, and then I was invited to go to the Collector Summit when they issued out the Ottavia, new Ottavias that came out at the time. It was 2016, if I'm not mistaken. And I brought this and a few other pieces with me. And as I was there was a problem with, I think it was the movement. And they said, okay, we can take it in, we'll fix it up for you. I was like, oh, do you have a new old stock bezel? They're like, yeah, sure, we'll send it to you. We'll have it fixed and we'll send it back. And honestly, I've never looked back. I mean, they have a great vintage department over there.
They do a really good job.
And the parts that they have, it's insane. It's like a treasure trove.
And that Camaro, I saw you wearing one of your Camaros on the bracelet the other day, and like, again, perfect condition, but like, they made such great watches, and I love that they're investing.
Funny,
in
that one I actually purchased from Andre Rarebirds. Thank you, Andre. And it's just great, man. I fell in love with the watch, and the fact that now it's come back fully serviced with a new old stock bezel, I'm really happy with the watch.
Yeah, what more can you want?
And the one next to it was actually, because I worked with them on another event, which was the Globetrotter event, with a few other big Heuer collectors, and we ended up meeting up with Jean-Claude Beaver, and the man is just brilliant. He's great.
Yeah, it's
I mean, it's like looking at the greats. If you talk about the watch industry, he is one of the greats.
Yeah, I'm chasing. He's here at Dubai Watch Week. I'm chasing a meeting with him. So like, if you read it in newspapers, Guy Faints after meeting Jean-Claude Beaver, it's me. I'm just giving you like a preemptive. It's gonna happen.
He's super chill. He's super nice though. Like, wonderful human being. Great mind, veteran in the
real radical
marketeer.
Thinker, which I love
Very
about
radical.
it. Real pushed it.
So we worked on an event called Globetrotter, and what happened was they basically chose 10 cities to bring their vintage museum pieces in to showcase in the main boutiques and bring in some collectors. So I was the collector representing Dubai. At the time, I was actually going to do another event for them, which was like during that same event, which is doing a Globetrotter event for 10 days. Go to the 10 different cities in 10 days and do a full globe, but never went through. It was just
that's a lot of air miles.
It's just, it would have been hectic.
Yeah.
And I just decided, what, let's just stick to Dubai. Yeah. Let's not try to, go out of our way. I think everyone's gotten the picture. And then Christmas, they send me a box, and I open it, and I'm like, I see a lot of these accessories, whatever, and I see this box. I open it, I'm like, no way. So on the back, it has my initials, and it's like Heuer Globetrotter, thank you, YHG.
Oh, that's awesome.
So thank you, TAG, for this wonderful gift, and this is probably one of the nicest gifts I've ever received from any of the brands for free.
Yes. What I love about you and your story and the Dubai Watch Club is like, it's a real community, and everybody's like so nice, so inviting. And you guys work with brands, you do events, you invite more people. Yeah. It's not just about like, we're the Dubai Watch Club and we're super exclusive. It's like, no, we're just a group of friends who
it's
really
a social
enjoy
group. Look,
watches.
the idea of Dubai Watch Club is not us being pretentious or saying, no, you have to pay a member fee or this and that. The idea is a social group. We literally meet up, if not every day, every 2-3 days, basically. We go to the shisha, or go to a coffee shop, go to a restaurant, or hang out at someone's place. It's, again, but the main thing is what draws us all together is watches, literally.
Yeah.
So that is kind of the idea. We have 90 members in our club. Not all of them are based in Dubai. We do have a lot from different parts of the world. And yeah, I mean, it's great.
It's
I can't really complain.
All right, so we've got to wrap it a little bit, but you have some really cool Rolexes here. So tell me about this beautiful green
the Beach Daytona. So this was a funny story, actually. This was in Christie's when they just started in Dubai doing the auctions. And it came up on during the auction room. And I was kind of like, in the beginning, this is like my early days of collecting. And I saw it and I was like, I was that jerk that just jacks up on the price just to like, whatever,
just
right?
Tip it up a little bit more.
And all of a sudden it stops and it hammered at $16,000. And I just sold a few watches. I'm like, God damn it.
That's what you get.
And I was like, God damn it, I just wanted to keep the cash and all that stuff. And over time, I tried selling it. Then I was like, you know what? I'll just customize a green strap and I'm just gonna wear it, rock it, right? And over time, the price went up. And I'm like, well, that's a good mistake.
Yeah, this is one of the real beautiful stories where you get something and like you're like,
You
and the
kind
beach
of
was
regret, and then it's just like, oh, I like the price, I'll keep it.
And the beaches are so hard on the market, and now they're getting so strong.
It's
and
crazy.
Now, like,
it's
I'm
crazy.
sure if you wore this around Dubai watching, people just try to buy it off your wrist.
It's insane. It's crazy.
It's insane.
And then the other two. So this one actually, I actually traded it in from another purchase I got from Tariq Momentum. I had a Fuchsia GMT 1675 that I swapped it for this. This is a 1675 first million series.
Beautiful patina, by the way.
Phenomenal. Box papers, riveted bracelets, the whole shebang, everything. And he gave me a new old stock Arabic discs to go with it, and it was just great, man. I haven't looked back since. Like, he has some crazy stuff as well, just off the bat. It's just a great watch to have, honestly.
Oh, beautiful. Tell me, last but not least, this beautiful
5513.
5513.
So this will never leave my collection because I got it off a very close friend of mine.
Oh yeah, you did tell me. Oh yeah.
So what happened was he had it on a strap, and at the time he got a number of watches from a guy that owed him money. So he's like, I just want the cash. I prefer the cash over the watches. And he's a watch collector himself, but he doesn't deal in used or worn watches. So this was literally the first vintage watch I ever got.
Wow.
Technically, well, yeah, it is. Actually, it is my first. And so I approached him. I'm like, how much you want to sell it for? It was just watch head and it was on a strap. How much you selling it for? He goes, oh, you give me a number. So I gave him a number off the bat, and he said, okay. And I don't know if I should disclose the price because let's not. let's not go there. It was a deal I couldn't refuse. So. Yeah, I took it off him, and then I just got a bracelet and box and had it serviced, and here we go. And I have an extra ghost bezel for it, so I haven't looked back since.
It's amazing. So, Yousuf, thank you so much, for talking with me. Before we leave, if you had one tip to give to a collector who's about to, jump in, they're watching this video, they're about to jump into the world of watch collecting, what is that one tip that you would give them?
Don't go crazy when you. If you have the cash, don't go crazy buying everything. I say handpick, buy for a reason. Don't buy just for the sake of buying. Don't buy because, everyone's having it. No, buy something that you are convinced by. There's no such thing as a bad watch, just a bad price. So just buy what you like, really.
Yeah, I agree. I always say buy what you love. Yousuf, it was a pleasure.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me, man.
Good times. Thank you so much, fans, for coming in and viewing Watchbox Studios. And, see you later.